Hey, how has it been, guys? I really want to say I'm back. It's been a while, but I'm gonna save that speech because if I actually said that, this would be like my third time ever saying that. So I'm gonna skip all that and go right through the chase. Or is it go right to the chase? Whatever. Alright, so one of my friends, oh, excuse me, I just burped. That was kind of nasty. Okay, so one of my friends shared some videos with me on YouTube, the whole storytelling. So I got inspired to share one of my crazy videos or one of my crazy stories with you guys. So have your popcorns ready, your nachos and cheese, your cookies, your ice cream, whatever. Be ready, and here we go. So when I was around, I think 1920, I was driving without a license. But I do have an explanation for that. Don't try this at home, kids, or anybody. So I went to the MVA, which is the Motor Vehicle Administration or whatever. I went there to after I take my written test, I think about 6 months later, I went there to get my license, and I was so excited. But I was told that I had to change my name, which I'm just like, this is kind of crazy because my first name is Oluwaseun, but on my passport, Seun was written there. So all my IDs had Oluwaseun but my passport. And the guy told me that I would literally have to change my entire name to Seun. Like everything has to be Seun because of the passport. I was just like, oh my goodness, are you kidding me? And I tried to explain to the guy, it's like Michael Mike, Robert Rob. It's still the same thing. Oluwaseun, Seun, it's like the same thing. But the guy was like, nope, sorry, can't help you. You have to change your entire government name, or you have to change your first name to Seun. So I thought that was kind of bizarre. So I started driving without having a license, and my parents told me, they did actually warn me, oh, don't drive without a license, you never know, just go change your name, blah blah blah. But the whole process, the whole thing just seemed kind of ridiculous to me, and it's probably not to some of you guys, but it was like, why do I have to change Oluwaseun to Seun when it means practically the same thing? So on one Sunday, one glorious, beautiful, marvelous Sunday, I was in church, and I was sent by one of my department leaders to go buy something, I think at like Office Depot. And coming back to church, I was talking to my friend Memi on the phone, and I remember vividly, Memi was pretty much like, Memi was encouraging me not to drive. She was encouraging me not to talk while driving. And of course, and it's so funny because I was literally about to hang up with her, but because she made that statement, I was trying to prove a point. I was like, what? I've been doing this for some months now. I can drive and talk on the phone. It's not a distraction. It's not a big deal. So I stayed on the phone. And when I got to the light to make it left, I was literally like across the street from the church. So at this time, I was already at the light to make a left turn. And lo and behold, as I was turning, a huge white truck just hit my car. It was the scariest thing ever. One of the scariest moments I've ever encountered in my life. So my car spun around, like my car spun maybe like once or twice, and I was driving this small Honda, and of course, Honda, whatever. So I got out of the car and I looked to my left and my right, and I thought the van left. So in my mind I was like, oh my gosh, I've just been involved in a hit and run. Like someone hit me and actually ran. So I ran inside church. I was so scared. I was so nervous, and I met some security guards, and I told them what happened. I also went to the technical department. I just said, oh my gosh, someone just hit my car, blah blah blah, and they ran away. Unknown to me that they were still there. I was the one that ran away technically, and I didn't know. So before we found, I think before at that time I never dialed 911 because I was just like, oh my gosh, I'm driving without a license. I'm gonna go to jail. Like no matter how you slice it, dice it, something's gonna happen. They're probably gonna take me to jail. So I was so nervous. So because of that, I didn't dial 911. We're trying to figure out what to do. Next thing I knew, a police officer came. Of course I didn't see it, but they said that we're looking for a female that was driving the Honda. The car was involved in a hit and run. She hit the person's car and ran away. The guy or the man saw her run into the church. I was like, are you kidding me? So apparently the guy was there the whole time, but I was so scared. I was so nervous. I was in so much shock that I did not see the guy there. And it was a huge white van. So how could I have not seen that, or how could I have missed that? So I didn't do that. So the officer was looking for me, and they tried to persuade me to go out. I just said, no, I'm not going out. I started crying. Like some of my friends were there comforting me. like about 3 or 4 of them. I was so scared. I was like, nope, I'm not going there. I don't want to go to jail. I was so scared. Oh my goodness, it was the scariest thing ever. So they went to get my mom, and by this time I'd already calmed down a little bit. I stopped crying, and you think that my mom would come and have my back, right? Nope. My mother, this beautiful African lady, came in. I was just like, huh? Let her go outside. Hey, you're going to go to jail today. You're going to go to jail. They're going to take you to jail. Didn't I tell you? I told you not to drive without a license, but you did not listen to me. You want to be a disobedient child, and that's fine. So you learn your lesson in jail. What? I was like, nah. So I started crying again, like, oh my gosh, I don't want to go to jail. I was so scared. I'm just like, oh my gosh, why is my mom being mean or being this evil lady? Instead of her to like comfort me, but she was pretty much keeping it real. And I was just so scared. And by this time it was almost the end of the service, so someone went to go get the pastor and pretty much told him everything that happened. So he came and told me that we had to go outside, because by this time the officer was like, all right, if the person does not come out within maybe like 5 minutes or so, that he's gonna get someone to do a fingerprint, and that fingerprint is gonna show, first of all, they're gonna check the records to see who the car was registered under. They're gonna do the fingerprint, and someone's gonna come and do the fingerprint. They're gonna figure out who was driving the car, and if the person that they're like, and the guy said if the person doesn't come out, then pretty much the person's gonna go to jail, because the hit and run is a pretty serious offense. And I was so scared. So the pastor said we should go. I was like, no sir, I don't want to go. I don't want to go to jail. I started crying again. So he grabbed my hand, and imagine your pastor grabbing your hands and you're trying to hold back. I'm like, no, I don't want to go. But pretty much I had to go, and I was crying. I was bawling. I was in tears this whole time. And when I saw the officer, I started shaking, and he asked us like, who was driving the car, and I said that it was me. And of course he asked for my license. I gave him my permit. And I don't know, I was scared. The pastor was trying to talk to him. My mom was trying to talk to him. I was just crying. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to say. I was just crying, and I think I was just apologizing, like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I did not know the van was there. I was just speechless. All I said was, I'm sorry. And by this time service was over. So imagine this big accident, like my car was totaled. My car was a mess. The front was like smashed. It was a horrible accident. The car was right in front of church. The entire church came. Imagine like 300 to 400 or 450 members. People were slowly coming out, and everybody just saw me. And I mean, at my old church, everyone pretty much knew me because of my family and the position in the church. But so they came out and they're like, what's going on? What's wrong with Sharon? Or what's wrong with Nife? I was sitting down on the floor, like on the ground, just crying the whole time because I was so scared. I was just like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna go to jail, and it's gonna be, I think the offense is so serious that me driving without a license, that's gonna be at least 3 months behind bars, and that does not even include the hit and run. So I was just so overwhelmed. I was just like, Lord, please just help me out. Please help me out this time. And the whole time, I just like, why didn't I listen to my friend Mamie when she told me to get off the phone? If I had gotten off the phone, maybe this would not have happened. But everybody gathered around, and I mean, it was just God. Honestly, it was God that did it, because the officer did not write me a ticket. He did not do anything. He just took my insurance information, and of course, my insurance had to take off the other man's vehicle. But he was just, what did he say? He was like, because he can see that the church is full of so much love and is a community church, because everybody just stood there. Like, people just stood there, like, trying to figure out what was going on, trying to comfort me, trying to make sure I was fine. And it really touched his heart. And thank God, the man did not give me any ticket, did not send me to jail. The whole hit and run thing was just, it was just scary. I was so scared. And of course, I just said, I'm not going to drive anymore. I mean, or if I drive, I'm not going to drive while talking on the phone. And dude, after driving, of course, I was nervous the first couple of times, but after driving for about 3 weeks to like a month or maybe 2 months, I can't remember how long, of course I started driving and talking on the phone too, but this time I got a headset. So I mean, it's still safe. I talk now, I try to be more careful, I try to be more cautious and more like careful of more aware of my environment. And I use my headset, so I use my Bluetooth while driving. But that was a crazy hit and run story. Can you imagine me being in jail in a yellow jumpsuit? OMG. My mom, you're gonna go to jail. You're gonna I told you not to drive. You did not listen to me. You're going to jail today with her African accent. I wish I could mimic her, but it was scary. Like, now when I think about it, it's funny and I can laugh about it, but that day was scary. It was one of the most scariest days of my life. Is that English correct? But it was a very scary day, and that was what happened. disclaimer, guys, I know you probably hear all the beep 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 when you watch this video. I need to change the smoke detector. It's so embarrassing. My friends have volunteered to help me out. I just always forget because this is actually my closet. I don't sleep in here. I just come here when I'm trying to change my outfits and stuff. So I'm so sorry. I hope by the next video I will change. I'll ask somebody to help me change this weekend. Hopefully they have time. So I'm so sorry. It's so embarrassing. So embarrassing.